What is going on, everyone? Drag here. So we're going to go ahead and finish our breakdown here for normal Y off close due to us hitting the light goal on the previous video. So the playbook here that I've selected is Wake Forest. You can also run this scheme out of TCU. All the plays are in there as well. Now, the reason why I like Wake Forest is because it also has Y off trips nasty, which is a formation that I broke down early in the year, so I like having another formation I'm very familiar with. So audibles super important here. So what you want to set for your audibles is at the first audible spot, you want mesh spot. So I just got to take it out here, and then we're going to put mesh spot there. And then you have flood H post, deep flood, and the last audible spot will be good old PA snag. Super good play to have because there's a lot of good routes on this play as well as it being play action, so you can use it to stop any loop blitz. So let's go ahead and dive into the rest of the formation. So one other setup here that I like out of Y sail looks like this. All I gotta do is drag the tight end. I'm gonna go ahead and post the slot wide receiver, and then the outside guy on the left, I'll usually put him on a stemmed up out route. So you can see you have a table route to dump the ball up to, you have a drag over the middle of the field, and then you still have either the post or the speed out, which is obviously very good. Now this fade route is mainly just a pull, so any sort of like deep blue on the right side just to be able to throw the post. Now you can block the running back if you need to, depending on like the blitz that your opponent might be running. But you can see you can hit that all day. Let's do it again. You can see we have him wide open. We just got shedded there right before I was getting rid of the ball. Do it again. See right there, it's money. So showing you how this play would look versus cover two. You won't really be able to throw this speed out versus cover two, but you can dump the ball off underneath to the short routes, so the drag or the table, and then you can wait to try to throw the post once it would clear the cloud flat. You can see we had it, just getting shedded right before we can get rid of it. Let's try to do it again. You can see right there, we just had to step up a little bit with our mobile quarterback, and we got a bunch of yards here. It's like 30 yards right there. Easy. So popular thing to do here, if your running back is going towards the long side of the field, is motioning them out wide. Now, one thing you can also do here is block your tight end if you have to, if they're obviously running a blitz. But this basically just spaces out the formation a little bit better. Now, a setup that I like to run here out of Y sail looks like this. I put my running back on a stemmed up speed out, put your tight end on a post, stem him up 3 times, and then also drag the slot wide receiver. So you can see here, you have the running back speed out. You can throw that all day versus cover 3. And then you can still throw the drag or the in route over the middle of the field as well. So you can see there's that window. And then I had the dump off to the drag too. All right, so we're going to go ahead and show the deep play, the deep bomb here to the tight end. As long as we get enough time in the pocket, we just gotta kind of make a little bit of memory here. You can see right there, wide open. As long as that guy dips a little bit, you just have to watch and see. And you can see on the left here, the cornerback just freezes a little bit, kind of plays his area. Then this guy here gets forgotten about. It's wide open. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and break down a few setups here out of mesh spot. First one here is just going to be a way to easily attack zone. These are going to be setups you can run versus cover 2 or cover 3. And then we'll show another setup here for man, just because it has 2 stock drag routes and a wheel route out the backfield, which are all pretty good Vince versus man coverage. So the first setup here looks like this. I'll go ahead and streak the slot wide receiver. I'm going to go ahead and post the solo side wide receiver here. And then from there, you can either block the running back or leave him on his wheel route or table route him, whichever you want to do. But the main purpose here of this play is one, you have the drag route to throw the ball to, and then your other option is going to be this corner route. Once it gets deep, a little bit deeper downfield here, you can see it clears the zones. And then the streaks do a good job of occupying any sort of deep zone, mainly just allowing you to pretty much just throw this pretty easily over the middle and pick up a lot of easy yards. Showing this versus cover two, I'll just go ahead and block the running back, get a little bit extra time again. But you can see you have this route here, just throwing it towards the sideline. Mainly, you're going to have your pick here between either the inside streak or the outside fade. If you don't think any are open, hit the check down. And then you should also have this post over the middle as well. See right here, just a bad pass by the quarterback. Sometimes you can stem this guy down if you want to. If you want it to run a little bit shorter. You can see right there, you got that window, you can throw it. But it's good versus cover two because you have this big play possibility to either the seam streak or the outside fade. Let's do it one more time. See right there. Hit it, money. All right, so another setup here that I like to do, go ahead and put your tight end on a post. Simply flat the solo wide receiver on the right here. And then you can see you have the wheel out the backfield you can throw in between the zones. And then you're also going to have this underneath route, the drag route to Y, and then you'll still have this tight end post also. Now with these setups, you can run them pretty much at any part of the field here. Sometimes, like with the last setup I just showed you, like the fade and the streak might not really work versus cover two on the short side. Let's go ahead and run it again here. See right there, it's just easy window to throw. And then you still have the drag post option over the middle. Right there, you're getting a lot of easy yards. So showing this setup versus cover two. See, right out the backfield. Now, if they're playing like a 20-25 yard cloud also, you can see how, if you want, you can quickly throw this flat and pick up some easy yards. Like I also stated, you can run it on either hash mark. It's not really a hash mark specific offense. Now, just for what I usually like to do, I do like to run it usually like this with a short hash mark if I can, just how I'm most comfortable. And then if you get a little bit of time here, you can still hit this tight end post over the middle. It's just got to clear the yellow and the cloud. So in practice mode, I might not be able to throw it. We'll definitely try though. Let me try it one more time. You can see right there. And if you get a little bit more time even than that, you'll be able to easily throw it because it's going to clear this cloud all the way. And then this cloud will, like right here, it's going to like dip down and stay in his vicinity. If I just have a few more seconds, and then you'll get a ton of yards. So versus, this is just double mug here. You'll want to block the blitz. Go ahead and block the tight end. ID the guy opposite, so it looks like this here. Then you can simply either post him or crosser him. I'll probably crosser him if they're pressed, just because it'll beat the press a little bit better. Otherwise, you can just simply go ahead and leave him on the post. And then your main thing that you're trying to do here, you can hit this route deep. Just a bad throw by the quarterback, but you can see how we'd be walking in for 6 there. One of my favorite things to do against cover 0 blitzes is just lobbing it deep on running back wheel routes. You can also do something like this, where you just want to whip route Y, take your easy yards. Just easy ways to attack man. Pretty much have all day as long as you block the blitz. Alright, so go ahead and show another setup here at a mesh spot. Super easy. All you got to do, streak your running back on the backfield. Go ahead and wheel this solo wide receiver. Simply post your tight end. So it looks like this. You just basically have a running back seam out the backfield. You can hit this wheel route as it cuts up field. If they have like a hard flat, you can see right there, you hit that. And then you also have the post or drag underneath that you can hit. Drag's going to do a great job at pulling down flat zones, especially versus cover 2, which we'll show you in just a second. But then, like I stated, also have this guy right here. We had to kind of throw it pretty fast there. So versus cover 2, here's what it looks like. You see you have more space to throw this drag. And then if you have a little bit of time here, once this wheel route cuts up field, you can throw it just like that. You can see we're off for the races here. Just a dot versus cover 2. All right, let's do one more play. Again, right there, the drag wide open. So a motion out setup here at a mesh spot that I like. Motion out the running back, simply streak your slot wide receiver and call hike. So you can see here, this wheel route to the long side of the field is ridiculous versus cover 2. That's your main thing you're trying to do, is throw this to the long side of the field, pick up a bunch of yards. If not, you mainly just look short to dump the ball off. Sometimes if the middle linebacker here, so the mid read, if it's being usered, you can throw the seam streak to B. But you can see here that it's versus the computer, so he's just getting manned up. But you can see how opened that running back route is. So to flood each post here, I just have one setup that I like to run. Go ahead and streak the tight end, taper route your running back, and then flat the slot wide receiver. You can see here that you can quickly throw this wide receiver here on the cut if they're shaded down. If they're not, you can simply dump the ball off to the running back. And then from there, your other key read is going to be throwing this curl route. You should have a window to throw that as well. Now, sometimes you can throw the seam streak depending on what your opponent is doing and what type of adjustments they make. But this is mainly just a play setup to throw in there every once in a while, just to be able to keep your opponent aware that you can throw a corner route to this solo wide receiver as well. So just showing a few setups here at a flood post. What I like to do, first setup looks like this. Just a simple way to attack zone. You can leave the sharp corner here if it's a cover 3. So this is strictly a cover 3 setup. Basically any sort of setup, so even like a regular cover 4 too, just because it's deep on the outside. And you can throw this sharp corner just like that, picking up a bunch of easy yards, and then you still have this running back as well in the slots that you can throw that streak, and then you have a nice little tight end route to dump the ball off to. Let's run it one more time. And you see running back or slot wide receiver. The last setup here is going to look just like this. I'm going to go ahead and drag the outside receiver on the left, and then this is going to be for something versus cover 0 blitzes, block your tight end with your running back, and then go ahead and post your solo wide receiver here. So this is similar to the play in mesh, except for that we're leaving a corner on the left-hand side here, which you can see it cooks man. So you're picking up easy yards, all while having this blitz picked up as well, because you're setting up the pass protection here. And then also go ahead and lob this baby up top. Now, the one other thing here is this post. You have a good chance to throw this too when it cuts and gets ahead of this wide receiver, or if you pass to the inside. This guy right here with this defense is going to be usered. So if he's not covering here, you still have other routes to throw, which is going to be one, this route, two, this route, and then three, good chance this guy will get open at some point over the middle of the field. So we'll run it one more time. So you can see this guy right there, it's just money. All right, so a setup here for PA snag when the running back's on the short side. Looks like this. This is going to be for cover 3. So you can go ahead and table route running back or block him. So the purpose here is creating a window for this curl, nice little quick hitter. And then you still also have the drag over the middle, like this. Now I accidentally put a pulse on the outside instead of the streak, but you'll be able to see here, streak is wide open. So versus cover 2, you can do similar thing. You can go ahead and table route running back or block him if you need to. But I'll go ahead and put a C route on the outside and then streak the inside wide receiver. Pretty simple. You're just attacking a different way to attack cover 2 on the left hand side, because if you have a streak on the outside and throw like the inside corner, it's going to be a little bit harder to get open because the streak is going to have to try to run past a cloud first. So calling hike here, just highball it right over the top here, easy yards. So a popular thing to do at a PA snag with motioning your running back out looks like this. So you can go ahead and streak the solo wide receiver, drag the running back, just gives you a nice little route you can dump off, and then that'll help open up this Y route over the middle of the field, which I'll show you in just a second here. See right there, there's a window, just got shedded. Do it again. See right there, open, just overthrown by the quarterback. So another thing you can do here, you have the setup look like this. You have a drag, a flat. So what this will do is just make a bigger window for this post. And then if you want to roll out, you can definitely do that. I'm going to go ahead and block my tight end and double team him just so I can roll out a little bit easier. So you can see here, that's how you get this post deep. So the last setup here at a PA snag is going to be for some sort of cover 0 blitz that you are facing. So we obviously are going to block the blitz, blocking your tight end here, and then from there, you want to drag the solo side wide receiver. I'm going to wheel route Y. This wheel route is going to be strictly for if your opponent is pressing. When it's not pressed, you more than likely won't be able to burn them unless this guy has takeoff, which I usually don't have takeoff in the slot. And then from there, we put our running back on a wheel route. So you just have two options to burn man press if they're pressed here for the blitz. Other than that, you have the post or the drag over the middle of the field. So you can see this guy is wide open. We just lob it deep, take our yards, easy touchdown. Now I'll try to throw the post here. It's going to be dependent on the safety and kind of how he guards everything, because that'll be the user usually. Let's see if we get a second here. Let's do it again. Right there, money. So that completes my breakdown of normal Y off close. If you guys did like today's video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are getting closer to getting the channel monetized, which just means more free content for you. If you did like today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If you have any questions, comment below. I get to them as quickly as I can. We'll see you next time.